I drove a Cadillac. Well, Elvis, he had it all. They say he was the king. But look how happy he was when he split the scene. It's a day-to-day thing.
Are you ready? Are you ready for your daily dose of radio rehab? Because we all need a little strategies for living, you know.
I'm still catching my breath.
Well,
okay.
It's been a.
D for living.
That is an important. So yeah, you need your breath. You know, who's that little voice? Is there a little voice in my head?
No, it's not in your head.
No, not in my head. It's to the left of me.
That's right.
Oh,
yes.
She's here to do the heavy lifting.
That's
evening.
that's right.
That's right.
No pressure. No pressure.
No. Well, you know, and welcome, folks. Welcome into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillian. He's Jimmie Bryant, Ph.D. That means he produces, he hosts, and he directs. And she is PLPC Lauren Leon McMillian. And so she's the one with the credentials in the room.
That's
see?
right.
So, you know, that's why I'm saying she's going to do the heavy lifting.
Set him straight.
Yeah, well. So we have had a busy. It was good to hang out with Robert J. Wright and catch up with him yesterday.
Such a pleasure every time.
I'm telling you. And you know, I walk into the Glass Hat downtown. That's Andy Sibley's new place. He was on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's at the corner of Marshall and Crockett downtown. I walk into the Glass Hat today to meet a friend of mine, and I hear my name, and I look over, and there's Robert J. Wright.
I love it.
Yeah. So there you go. And I saw Andy Sibley, and I said, Andy, I still don't have my liver and onions. And he said, well, show up Tuesday, and we'll fix you up. So there you go. There you go.
Good. One of us needs to get a plate.
We, we've been, we've been talking about developing your mind, and I've gotten quite a bit of feedback on this. We'll talk about that today. So we're gonna give even more ways. We've given ways to develop your mind, and then more ways to develop your mind. And so this evening we're going to do even more ways to develop your mind.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that this evening. Folks, thank you for tuning in to Strategies for Living. We are presented by the Robinson Film Center. We're also brought to you by Azalea Cleaners, by Pintail Roofing, by Learning Rx, by Hempress, Cannabis with Love, 3766 Uri Drive in Shreveport. And we're brought to you by the Shreveport Little Theater. Back in a moment. Even more ways to develop our minds this evening on Strategies.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Donisa Walker with Learning Rx Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending, Learning Rx Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call Learning Rx Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child, so does Learning Rx Shreveport.
And welcome in. Welcome into Strategies for Living here on 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Dr. David McMillian and Jimmie Bryant, Ph.D. I've already said that, hadn't I?
I think so, but
Yeah.
it's okay. I like hearing it.
Well, that's what when you produce and you host and you direct, you'd love to hear it, right?
That's right.
I think I said, I think I misspoke. I said Andy Sibley, who was a local counselor
Yeah.
and band guy, instead of Andy Sheehy. And if I did that, I meant to say Andy Sheehy. So
Noted.
corrected by Lauren. That's one of the things, when
You told me to carry the load over here.
Hey,
I'm working on it.
you took me serious. So I've gotten a lot of we've been doing the Improve Your Mind this week, and so a guy told me that one of the things that we had suggested was blindfold yourself for a day. It's the idea is to walk in the shoes of a blind person for one full day, and if you are brave enough and you can do that, it'll change your life. Well,
Somebody tried?
well, said they made it about 5 minutes and scared the hell out of them. And that's the point, right?
Yeah.
And so we talked about things
I'm
like
proud of them.
doing the thing you fear the most, things that you would, think about, like standing up for yourself, things maybe that you don't think about, like taking a walk around an art gallery or giving money to someone unexpectedly, taking a risk, talking to a stranger. We talked about those kinds of things. Even asking for a discount. And one of the things that we did was we said, stand up on a chair. And as a guy today as he was leaving the Glass Hat said, I ain't standing on no chair. So, okay, well noted. So you don't have to do all of these.
Or any of them.
But they're just ideas, right?
Yeah, fun activities to help expand your mind.
Yeah.
Change your perspective.
So, in honor of Tony Bennett, who passed away today at the age of 96, here's one that I'll lead with today. Sing your heart out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're like me that has a hard time carrying a tune in a bucket, Now, there's a professor over at Centenary who tells me that he can teach anybody to sing, and he's head of the department.
It's big talk.
So I think I'm going to invite him. I think I'm going to invite him to come on Strategies.
I
And,
might put him on the spot.
and we'll give him the opportunity to
good.
talk about. We'll give him the opportunity to talk about his department, because it includes the Centenary College Choir and all of that, and those people know how to sing, right?
Absolutely.
But I want to see. He tells me that he can teach. Give him the time, and he can teach anybody how to sing.
Okay.
And so this would be a way to expand your mind, sing your heart out. And I may be hopeless at it. I mean,
Yeah, but
he says I'm
doesn't-
not.
It
But
doesn't matter the quality. It's about what it does for you.
that's right. It's like singing does something. You love it, right?
Well, it's been shown to activate the vagus nerve, right, which is the longest nerve in the body and
Yeah.
promotes relaxation,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I mean, that's why we do it in the shower.
Yep.
One of the reasons.
You are just a bit younger than I am,
Just
but
a
I'm
bit.
thankful that you like the music from the 60s and 70s and
Oh,
80s. Yeah.
I grew up with it. That was
So, I mean,
Good stuff.
that
Yeah,
that's
it's
stuff
good.
you can sing your heart out with,
yes.
And so, I mean, when I'm in the car, I mean, I know people look over and, I've got a,
Yeah,
know.
if you caught me today driving, you would have thought I was having a party.
There you
I
go.
was.
well, and that's
Yeah.
that's a good thing. So that's one that we'll add to sing your heart out. Let's try this one. Pacing while you're studying. I used to do this.
I did that.
I did this. The two things in graduate school, because I virtually did all my higher education while I was working too. I went through graduate school in counseling at Louisiana Tech on Barksdale Air Force Base. So all my classes were at night, and because I was working at radio during the day.
Yeah.
And two things really helped me, and that was a whiteboard. Actually, three things. I'm dating myself now. A whiteboard, a cassette tape recorder, and plenty of cassettes, because I recorded all my classes, and then I played back I'd listen while I was on the road. I'd play back the
lecture.
Yeah, the lectures, and a whiteboard, because what I did is I would, to study for a test, I would manipulate the material. I'd put it up there and erase it and put it up there again. But I would be pacing. I would be up and around and moving.
It's that kinesthetic.
Yeah.
But also,
And I never thought about that I just never thought about that in high school. Robert and I were talking about Jesuit yesterday. I never thought about that in high school. I never thought about
You
that
never thought
in
about
undergraduate.
pacing in general?
No. But it happened in graduate school.
Interesting.
And there was, I can't prove or disprove that this was a big deal, but there's a significant
I can
significant
guess.
change in my grade point average between, my undergraduate and graduate education.
And I can guess another reason. Can you? I'll throw it out there, is bilateral stimulation.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. You were activating both sides of the brains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Expound on that. Keep going. Keep going.
So we found there's several, EMDR uses it, right?
right.
But anything as simple as anytime you cross,
Crossed wrists, crossed ankles,
right?
Okay.
cross
okay.
your arms.
You're forcing your brain to use both sides of the brain, right?
You're not, I don't know if I would say forcing, but you're certainly encouraging.
You're inviting.
You're inviting and encouraging. And so when you get the whole brain involved, and that's, some people would call, there's a thing for anxiety called Crook's hookup. And Crook's hookup is just merely taking right hand over left hand or left hand over right hand and crossing the wrist and then doing this and then bringing it into you. Okay, that's
Yeah,
and then also crossing ankles. It could be right over left or left over right.
Okay.
And that's called Crook's hookup.
Right.
And if you just sit in that position for a few minutes, you'll notice that your anxiety level begins to tamp down a bit. Isn't that unreal?
And another newer one is tapping, right?
Yes.
And so if you tap alternately on each side of
Each side. Yep.
It doesn't matter if you do your shoulders or your hips. I used to do that in high school, and I had no idea like what I was doing.
Didn't really know what you were doing,
Right.
but you knew that it felt good, and
Yeah,
you knew
it
that it
felt good.
worked.
Yeah.
Let's talk for a second, because there seems to be pink all over the place. For goodness sakes, we're coming to the radio station, and even Gordon has gotten in on the deal.
Yeah?
You know, the attorney that has the billboards all
Gotcha,
over.
yeah.
He's got a pink Barbie billboard out there. For goodness sake,
It was on the
everybody's
way,
getting
yeah.
in on
It's
this.
mania.
Okay, so folks, at the Robinson Film Center right now is, in fact, Barbie, and so you may want to you may want to check it out. You may want to go see Barbie. In fact, the big Barbie party is this evening.
Yeah.
It's probably already started.
Hadn't been
because
going too long, though. Yeah,
Barbie
there's,
opens today.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so does Oppenheimer down at the Robinson Film Center. Yes, I definitely want to catch Oppenheimer. I'm not going to say anything about Barbie. I'm just going to leave it at that and just say that there's
okay with
absolutely
that,
no place like the Robinson.
That's right.
It really isn't. Abby Singer's Bistro, full service bistro and bar on the second floor, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday.
Did you know they
through
DoorDash,
Sat-
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great minds think alike. Lauren said, you need to tell them that. You need to
Yeah,
say
you can
that.
get it to your door.
Yeah, that's so.
don't even
Have
have
you
to
had
go.
duck nachos delivered to your door yet?
Not yet.
But you can. RobinsonFilmCenter.org. That's where you can find the Abby Singer menu, and like Jimmie says, it can be DoorDash to you. Look, join the fun. Get in. Come in with the crowd. Become a member of the Robinson Film Center. Get discounts on movies, get concession upgrades, get bistro deals. It's all at RFC. It's definitely a jewel for Shreveport, Louisiana. It's at 617 Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, RobinsonFilmCenter.org. And Welcome back. Welcome back into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living, PLPC, Lauren, Leon, McMillian, Jimmie Bryant, and David McMillian. We are talking about even more ways to develop your mind.
Yeah.
You're going to love this one, Jimmie.
Okay.
Music, listening to music.
Oh, I love it.
You know, and sometimes parents argue with kids about their wanting to study, especially kids with ADHD. And there's been some studies that indicate that a little background noise is important. So listening to music can actually expand the mind, stimulate the mind, even if you're not trying to study. It can music just has so many tremendous benefits for your thoughts, for your life.
It's not just a whole brain; it's a whole body, a whole being.
Amen. And you know exactly, and you can pick out what are from Willie Nelson to Baroque.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a different feel.
Vibrations.
Of different vibration, of frequency, and we're all energy.
Right.
So it's like if you feel yourself a little bit off every now and again, what music can you listen to for 15, 20, 30 minutes? And I guarantee you it'll change your frequency. It'll, it'll bring you up, bring you down, whatever you
Brings
need.
you to a different place.
Yeah.
And I mean, the words can take you to a different perspective.
Yeah. What speaking of ADHD, what the guy tell you that he had been diagnosed with HD. He had been diagnosed with HD, 80 of them.
Yeah.
80 of the doctor said he had 80 of those HDs.
Yep.
80 HD. Oh, okay. This one I gave the music to you. I'm going to give one to Lauren now.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a sleep in.
Oh, yes.
Now, this morning is a prime example. We didn't have to get up at the normal time.
Okay.
Normally, the alarm clock rings about 6:30. Well, mine about 6:30, 6:45. Lauren's is about 7. Yeah. And we, didn't start till a little later this morning. But even before the alarm rang, I think I had my alarm set to go off at 9 o'clock. Because I just don't like to stay in bed. But I woke up before that, and, I'm just not I can't, once I'm awake, okay, I got to get up and get the coffee and find out what's going on.
Yeah, he doesn't linger.
Find out the shape of the world.
I linger.
But having a sleep in, sleeping longer than you have to. Sometimes it's great to just lie there for a few hours, lie in bed longer than normal. It actually can help the brain recuperate.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's in those first few moments of waking up, your spirit is coming back into the body.
Yeah.
And it allows you, I mean, it's the most programmable time of your day as well.
There you go.
Right? So anything that you do in those first few minutes make a huge difference in the rest of your day.
Absolutely. Okay, I've given something to Jimmie. I've given something to Lauren. I've got to give something to me.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Micro naps.
All right.
I'm a nap person.
I'll let you have it. I don't know if I'd call yours micro.
No, however, even taking a 10-minute nap a few times a day does wonders for your brain energy. It truly does. I watched my father do this. He was, he as I've mentioned, I grew up in an A&P grocery store.
Yeah.
And my entire life until he retired from A&P in 1976, I was grown by then, but I watched him work from most every day, from early in the morning till late in the evening. But one of the things that he would do is he'd come home at lunch, he'd eat his lunch, and then he would lie down. Now, he wouldn't get into the covers. He wouldn't take his clothes off or anything like that. But he'd lie down on the bed and have a little siesta.
Yeah.
And usually about 20 minutes. And he was good to go.
Well, it's a nice reset, and so many creatives throughout the years we know of did this. you know, back in, I don't remember which one it was, Edison or, I don't remember, but I know the story, you know, they used to hold a spoon in their hand so that as soon as you got into that really deep sleep, the spoon would fall and wake them up.
There you go.
And I mean, so
That
many.
sounds like Edison.
I think
Yeah.
it was.
It
but I'm
sounds
not
like
sure.
Edison. Yeah.
Edison or Jefferson or one of them.
I'm probably going to regret saying this next one in front of Lauren, but you know, I've got to. Tidy house, tidy mind. There's, you know, the clearing. What do you need to clear? If is your house untidy? Is your office space untidy? And do you find your mind kind of cluttered up? Well, feelings follow behavior. One behavior you can do is to clear your house or your office. When the house isn't tidy, you know, there's always this this
It's
static in your mind, in the back of the mind. So one of the things you can do is just totally clean and tidy it. It frees the mind to concentrate on whether it's your work or your family at home, whatever it is. You know, tidy house, tidy mind is a way to expand the mind.
So, it's actually super amazing the breadth of geniuses who used the object in hand sleeping thing.
Yeah.
You looked it
Dolly
up.
and Edison.
Okay.
Oh,
And so, you know, that's,
Dolly Parton. No, you weren't talking about that Dolly.
Salvador,
Okay.
I think.
Well,
Yes.
I wouldn't be
Yes.
surprised
Yes.
if Dolly used it, too. Yeah.
That's right.
Fair.
She's a queen.
Yeah. There you go. Dolly, and Edison. Yeah. Here's another one. Read philosophy. The beauty of philosophy is you get out of duality.
Yes.
In philosophy, and this is beautiful, there's no right or wrong, but reading different philosophers' views about the world stretches and stimulates our mind. It makes us stop and think. And so read philosophy. You know, I'm threatening to do this, especially since I can go now to stay. I'm of the age that I can go to a state university. I can take college courses, and you know, my tuition is taken care of.
Right.
And so I have threatened to go get some philosophy courses because you know I've threatened. I've never taken a formal philosophy class. I've read philosophy.
That's surprising.
But I've never taken a philosophy class in and of itself. I've had philosophy in other classes presented.
Sure.
But I've never taken an actual philosophy class. So there you go. Let's see. New theories. There's constantly new ideas and new theories out there in virtually anything that you're interested in.
Yep.
You know, there are new theories that constantly come out. You keep up with spirituality a lot.
Yeah.
And there's
It's my
always something going on. So keep up.
And then so you've got the state of the art, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have that zone ahead of it where new ground is being,
There you go.
made. And
So keep up to date with new theories.
In whatever you're interested in. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
like philosophy or spirituality. I mean, if you're
Can be anything.
in engineering, keep up with that.
I mean,
it's exciting.
you know, if you hold a license, for instance, you have to do a certain amount of continuing
learning. Yeah.
education.
Yeah.
If you happen to, fall in that category in whatever you do, an encouragement would be, as you look for continuing education opportunities, what new theories are out there that you can kind of learn about, and it stretches you. It grows
absolutely,
you.
that helps you evolve in your career path as well. I mean, I know that, the continuing ed stuff can feel like an inconvenience to some.
Right.
But it's really an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, yeah.
To be on, like you said, Jimmie, on the leading edge, right? That's where growth happens.
Yep.
And I think this next one is related, but it's like, don't let your mind go out of fashion. So keep up to date. Keep up to date with the latest research on health, on beauty and intelligence, because that'll keep you kind of in sync with what's happening, right?
Yeah.
With what's going on. It doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. Just stay up to date.
You just have
with
to
it.
know.
Don't
Or
let
just have an
yeah.
idea.
Don't let your mind go out of.
And I don't mean to say you have to know. I just
No,
mean,
but those whose thoughts keep searching stay intelligent for life. I mean, how many times do we say, stay curious?
That's it.
Get into
Yeah.
the mindset of a curious student. Yeah.
And this may be farther on a list, but that one reminded me, of maybe the importance of being around children if you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
To stay up to date. And
Absolutely.
The newest.
They'll keep you going.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to like this next one. Drink coffee and tea. Despite evidence to the contrary, coffee and tea have been shown to help the brain. Antioxidants and or caffeine might, this is a might, but it might help fight the onset of Alzheimer's. They say by as much as 30 to 60%. So, I don't know how many cups a day. I'm not talking drinking 30 cups a day.
Sure.
But, three or so cups a day. I mean, a lot of people drink 3 cups, 4 cups, 5 cups a day. I usually drink one in the morning, maybe 1.5, and then another one in the and another one mid-morning.
Yep.
And then one sometimes, not every day, but sometimes in the afternoon. This was one of those days where I had to have that afternoon.
Yeah.
He didn't get his micro nap in today.
I didn't get my I didn't get my micro nap in, so I traded it for coffee. When Lauren came in this afternoon, she saw the little percolator pot plugged in, and because I wanted extra strong. We usually have the Keurig. I make 1 cup at a time with the Keurig, but she's got a little percolator pot, and I loaded.
You wanted to refine it yourself.
It had to be.
Did you break into my espresso too?
I did.
Wow.
I needed Ethel. Definitely needed Ethel this afternoon. We're talking about ways to expand your mind this afternoon. Even more ways to expand your mind here on Strategies for Living. And we're going to expand our minds tomorrow evening because we've got tickets for Anything Goes. I've been talking about this. Starts this evening at Shreveport Little Theater, American theater at its best. The summer musical is here. Anything Goes. Cole Porter's Anything Goes starts this evening, July the 21st, runs through the 30th. It's not too late. Go to ShreveportLittleTheater.com, but go right now because summer musical always sells out. There's plenty of tickets left, but go get them now. Don't wait. And while you're there, check out the 102nd season, the 23-24 season. Always Patsy Cline in September. My Way, a tribute to the music of Sinatra in October and November. Can't wait for that.
I'm excited for
The Wonderettes are back with Winter Wonderettes in December. 5 women wearing the same dress in January. Dial M for Murder in February. And then Jimmy Buffett's Escape to Margaritaville in April. You gotta think about your season tickets. It is American theater at its best. It's at 812 Margaret Place, where it's always been. Shreveport Little Theater, ShreveportLittleTheater.com. And we are back. We're back here on Strategies for a Living here on 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Jimmie Bryant, PLPC, Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian, and we're talking even more ways to expand your mind. Been talking about this. Do either one of you know what faffing is?
No.
Faffing. Faffing.
I don't know this one.
Okay, well, so you
Enlighten
can
me.
stretch your mind by stopping it. Stop faffing, and just do it. So faffing is the art of doing small things to avoid completing a bigger task. You know?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Stop faffing. And so, we spend, how much time do we spend, there's, this new word today we're all learning. How much time do we spend faffing instead of concentrating on whatever the task at hand is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stop faffing and just do it.
Yeah.
Stop faffing and Nike it. Stop faffing and just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, one way that I tapped into that in grad school, I would ignore the big thing is I would, I guess, faff with the big thing, right? So I
Yeah.
would just start and just do 10 minutes of the big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You make it a small thing.
Making a big thing a small thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
Breaking
some
it down.
beautiful mental judo.
Yeah.
I like
And
that.
then usually, you end up keep going. Once you get into it and you've done 10 minutes, if you're getting the flow, then I let myself keep going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Change your hands. Practice with your less dominant hand.
Yes.
Practice. So sometimes I'll even take a piece of paper
Okay.
and I'll put a writing utensil into my left hand. I'm not left-handed, and I will practice. I'll usually start with my name, or if someone has said something, I may start writing, but I write with my left hand and see, kind of how good I can do. Like if I've got a lined piece of paper, how good can I do staying between the lines? How readable is it? But I'm practicing with the less dominant hand. So if you're right-handed like me, start with the left hand and vice versa.
It makes a lot of sense to me.
What if you're ambidextrous?
Yeah.
Okay, well, start with your feet then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, and another thing that I've done since I was little, so it's a little less challenging now, but is to write backwards.
Oh, I like that too.
The Leonardo da Vinci way to write backwards so you can read it in the mirror.
She wrote me a note the other day that way, and
That's awesome.
she handed it to me, and what in the heck? we were at the office, and we had just been through we had a trying morning,
Yeah.
and I think she was just breaking the tension a little bit. So she wrote this note, and I'm looking at it, and what in the world? And she said, well, put it in front of you. And then she took me to a mirror and said, now look at it. Oh, okay.
Then he read the whole thing.
I get it. Eat plenty of fish.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of evidence that says that eating fish is good for your brain
Omega-3s.
and you're good for keeping you healthy. And you take a
I do take a fish oil supplement,
but
but
you-
I also eat a lot of fish too.
You do, but you don't just take a fish oil supplement. I make sure that we have pharmaceutical grade fish oil. There's some books by a Dr. Sears, and he came on the show years ago, and he's a big proponent of fish oil. And he made a point to say, all fish oil is not created equal, and I've never forgotten that. So from that point, I've always made it a point to buy pharmaceutical grade fish oil. And there's more than one. We buy a brand called Nordic Natural, but that's not the only pharmaceutical brand. But Nordic Naturals is available in the health food stores, and if you have a health food store that you go to, they can tell you which brands are pharmaceutical grade. You do pay just a hair more, but what Dr. Sears said, and he explained the way some of the fish oil that you buy at the places that are convenient,
Yeah.
The box store.
the box stores or the grocery stores, and some of the grocery stores have their own labels.
Sure.
And I'm quoting Dr. Sears now. He said, what you're getting there is the sewer of the sea. Because he says it's fish oil, but they're getting all of the stuff from all the packing plants, and that's the way they're getting the fish oil. And he made the point of the difference between the pharmaceutical grade fish oil and just plain old fish oil that you get from XYZ. Try new food. We all have our palates trained, don't we?
Yeah.
Over the years,
even at specific restaurants, right?
Yeah,
we get our usual.
we like certain foods, and we tend to eat those foods day in and day out, week in and week out. So try new foods. Train your palate to eat better foods. This happened before, right before you came on the scene with me, but I didn't give you much trouble when you said, let's go get some sushi. But it hadn't been long before that I ventured and tried. Yeah, that I first, because the idea of sushi, to me, no. Yeah. But I tried it and I loved it.
Yeah, now we get it.
Now we get it all the time.
It's divine.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's good.
Yeah.
Volunteering it's a great way to give back to the community. It's a great way to help others, sharing the skills that you may have, but it's also a great way to help yourself. Helping someone helps you.
Right, and talk about another shift in perspective. It opens up your world to see how other people live.
Yeah.
And how you can help others.
Absolutely. If you read a new book, some people are going to say, what did he say? Write a short essay on the books you finish reading. It doesn't have to be long, but maybe it's a page. But, what this does is it'll keep the mind active.
Yeah.
And it helps you to read in a different way. Yeah,
read. Well, it helps you to read to then teach the material, right?
Yeah, to analyze.
Yeah.
It's a different way of reading if I'm going to write an essay about this book. And, of course, the beauty of it is you're not going to have to turn it in anywhere. You're not going to get a grade. But, you will find that you'll retain more information. And, and you'll keep that information longer. If after you finish reading a book, you just...
So you're telling me there's a reason they made us write all those book reports?
Unfortunately,
I've got a twist on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can't get behind or wrap your head around writing a report,
Right.
write a critique, review it.
There you go. I love it, Jimmie.
I like that.
I love it. Yeah.
And so even if you don't like it, just formulating your argument as to why it's good or not good is,
And I guarantee you, with the social media the way it is today, if you do that, you'll find a place to publish it.
No doubt.
Even if you're doing it on
Absolutely.
your own blog.
Yeah.
But you'll likely find another blog or social media out there that will welcome.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
good.
find
your
community.
critique. Yeah, exactly.
That's good. That shifted my perspective because I was over here cringing like I don't know that I'm far enough away from school to try that one. But I would try that. That's interesting.
Everybody worries, right?
Yeah.
But so let's kind of wrap up with this. Have you ever considered? Let's just admit we all worry, right? Okay,
Right.
let's just admit
Right.
that. Okay,
It's human.
that's a normal human thing. All right. Well, what about a worry time?
Yeah.
What about allocating time, a special time, to worry? And some people are bigger worriers than others, but this will help all of us because all of us worry. So allocate a certain time each day, and I would encourage you to not do it
More than 15 minutes?
Or late at night right before you go to bed.
Yeah. Definitely.
But make it, give yourself a time period. And yeah, I don't know, 15 minutes, and that might be a little long.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but give yourself, allocate a certain time each day where this is my worry time. I'm going to worry about everything I need to worry about in this 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And once you've done the time of worry, leave it. And when you begin to think, oh, this is a worry, say, time out.
I gotta save that.
I got to save that for my worry time. This is not
party.
my worry time.
Your worry party.
So allocating a time, allocating a specific time for worrying can be a way that you stretch and develop your mind.
I want to tack on one thing to the end of that. I mean,
Okay.
I think that's great. And I think you can make it even better by at the end of your worry party, tack on, to your worry, say, thank you for bringing this to my attention,
Ooh, I like that.
but I've got it now.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention, and I've got it now.
Yep.
I like it. See, there was a reason. I told you she was gonna do the heavy lifting.
I don't know about that. But
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well,
Talking about more ways to develop your mind here on Strategies for Living. Be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Jimmie Bryant, PLPC, Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian, talking about ways to expand your mind. So, maybe we definitely have the tickets tomorrow evening to Anything Goes at the Shreveport Little Theater. Maybe we can also fit in a date with the Robinson. I want to see that Oppenheimer movie. I really do, and I understand it's a great movie, and so ways to expand the mind.
both of those are good ways to expand your mind. Go see a play or a movie.
Yeah. So you don't have to blindfold yourself or stand on a chair.
No.
Although standing on a chair a few minutes a day is self-discipline, but, I got told today, no, I'm not doing that. So, okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. So, we've it's kind of been fun. We started this a week ago today, I think.
Yeah,
was
we
the
did.
First installment, and we did another one midweek or so, and now this one. So, I don't know how many we've been through, but pert near 100. I don't know, 70, at least 75. I think I hadn't counted, but we've had there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them. So
It's been a bunch. Yeah.
I hope that it expands and gives folks some new ideas.
Yeah, it's a buffet. Pick where
Pick
take
what you
like.
like. There you go.
Yeah.
Jimmie, thank you. Lauren, thank you. Folks,
you.
thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you for being a part of Strategies for Living. And we particularly thank our sponsors, because we couldn't do this and bring this program to you every day without our wonderful sponsors. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Learning RX, Hempress, Cannabis with Love, 3766 Uri Drive in Shreveport, and the Shreveport Little Theater. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For PLPC Lauren Leon McMillian, for Jimmie Bryant, I'm David McMillian. See you next time here on Strategies for Living.